All right, well, welcome to Integrated 2 Math. Before we get into taking a look at similarity, we're going to be spending some time just doing a little review to make sure that we can handle some of the mathematics that we've done in the past that will be part of similarity in the first place. So first thing we're going to be looking at today is proportions. And so just a couple little tidbits before we get started. A ratio, if you don't understand what a ratio is, you're going to have to be struggling a little bit with the true understanding of what a proportion is. A ratio is a comparison of two numbers. There's a variety of different ways we can compare, but one example could be just comparing how much of one thing we have versus another. So we would say that there are 7 total parts in this entire cup right here. And of those 10 different parts, 3 of the parts, so 3/10 of the cup is red juice, and 7/10 of the cup is the blue Gatorade, whatever concoction we're trying to make there. So it's just a comparison of how much of one versus how much of another. You guys have seen things like this before. Maybe when you go to the gas station, you'll see something that looks like this. So that's a ratio. You're comparing how much money you need for every 1 gallon of gas that you're going to get purchased and put in your car. So it's a ratio. You're comparing one number to a separate number. A lot of times we like to compare numbers like $3.03 to a value of 1. It just makes it easier for us a lot of times. So again, a ratio is just a fraction or just some way of comparing two numbers together. Now, a proportion is when you have two ratios that are equal to one another. So possibly it is the size of the snout of a dog compared to its back. They basically say that the length of a dog's snout is compared to the back is the same on almost all dogs. I don't quite believe that when I think of like a Shih Tzu with a very short snout. But basically, you've got a proportion over here, length of the snout as compared to length of the back has to equal another dog's length of the snout as compared to length of the back. So this is a ratio here, a comparison. We have another ratio there. And again, we're saying that these two ratios are equal. That's a proportion. Now, a lot of times with proportions, we don't know one of the values. So maybe they'll sit there and say that if you've got $7, you get to buy 5 pens. So then how much money is it going to cost to buy 3 pens? Sometimes it's quite easy to do these calculations. Other times, proportion is probably going to be more necessary. So let's take a look at how much money it's going to cost us to do these 3 pens. To solve a proportion is quite easy. All you got to do is cross multiply. So 5 times x, which is the exact same thing as just 5x, will have to equal the other cross multiplier of 3 times 7 or 7 times 3, which is 21. So now you're down to kind of a simpler equation. We got a 5 times an x. So if we want to get rid of the 5 times, we divide both sides by 5 to isolate the x to get them all by himself. 5 divided by 5 is a 1, and 1x is the same thing as just an x. And 21/5 is our answer. Now, if they wanted to leave it in a proper fraction, you'd have the 21/5, or we can possibly divide 5 into 21 and see that it goes 4 times with a remainder of 1. So you can take your remainder and put it over your divisor there and make it into a fraction. So that would also be 4 1/5, or if you just pulled out your calculator, it would have kicked out an answer 4.2. So solving the proportion, it's going to cost me $4.20. $4.20 for those 3 pens, if we were to look at it like an actual real life problem. So it's just cross multiply and solve. Not too difficult. Usually it's you're cross multiplying and then you're dividing in the answer afterwards. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys try this one on your own. So go ahead and do it on your notes there. And then there will be a little answer coming up for you guys to choose your answer to see how many people out there get it correct. And then I'll go over it after that. All right, let's take a look at whether or not you got the answer right or wrong, and then make sure we're good with it. So again, you can do that first, cross multiply that first. You can cross multiply that first, doesn't matter. Let's say we did it this way. 9 times 10 is 90, and then 6 times x is 6x. Again, that's multiplication, so we divide both sides by 6. They will turn into 1x or just x. And then let's see here, 6 on a calculator dividing into 90, it's going to go 1 time with 30 left over, and that divides into it 5 times. So we got a nice even number of 15. X equals 15. So again, if it cost you $9 to buy those 6 pens, it's going to cost you $15 to buy those 10 pins if that was the problem. All right, so I think we're good to go there. One last one, a little bit more complicated. So let's say we were looking at this guy. Again, you can cross multiply either direction. Let's go ahead and take care of this one to start. 6 times 7 is going to be 42. Now, when you cross multiply here, you're not going to just cross multiply 9 times b. You're not just going to cross multiply the 9 times the 1. You're actually going to cross multiply the 9 times the b and the -1. What you have to think about is this being an expression, a whole entire thing. So the 9 is being multiplied by all of that entire expression. So to actually do that, we have to distribute. So 9 times b, or 9 times b, 9b, and 9 times the -1, or 9 times -1, is the -9. This one actually will take you a second step. Add the 9 over there and add 9 there. That turns into 0, cancels out. So we're going to have a total of, 51, equal to your 9b. And then divide both sides by 9. 1b is the same thing as b. So we're going to be equaling 51 ninths. Or that's going to divide into it 5 times 45. That'll leave us with 6 left over, so 6 ninths. Or 5 2/3. Or if you guys did it on a calculator, b would be approximately 5.67. Round it off. So again, depending upon your teacher, they might take the improper fraction. They might want you to do a mixed, or they might go with the decimal. Depends upon the teacher. You just kind of need to read the instructions. All right, so last one here. Again, find the answer and then go ahead and click on the choice that you're going with, and then I will take a look and see if you got it right. All right, let's take a look, see if you got it. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute this way to start. 6 times the 7n is going to be a 42n. 6 times the 9 as well, don't forget to distribute to him, is going to be a 54. Cross multiply the other way, 5 times 9 is 45. Subtract your 54 to the other side. 54 take away 54 will cancel. 42n will equal. 45 take away 54 is going to be a -9, or let's see here, yeah, -9. And then divide both sides by 42. This one you're really not going to be able to simplify down too much unless you change it to a decimal. So -9/42 will probably be a perfectly fine answer. So hopefully you got that correct. So welcome to proportions. Welcome to one of the major things we need to do with similarity. And go ahead, go back in and find your assignment and begin working on it. And then later on we will take a look at, see if you guys had any questions or problems. And then obviously you'll need to grade it. All right, well, welcome to the class, and hopefully this was a okay start for you guys and you can kind of ease your way in. All right, talk to you later.